You've made it past 60. You're wiser, stronger, and more intentional about how you live each day. But what if the drink you enjoy most is quietly becoming the one thing that puts your heart at risk? Many older adults pour a glass at night, thinking it's harmless. A bit of wine to relax, a beer with dinner, a small sip of whiskey to sleep better. It feels like comfort, but behind that comfort, your heart may be working harder than ever to keep up. The truth is, after 60, your body processes alcohol differently. What used to be a habit of pleasure could now be the cause of high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, or even early heart failure. And most people have no idea until it's too late. In this video, I'll share 5 specific drinks you should think twice about. More importantly, I'll show you how to make smart changes without giving up what makes life enjoyable. If your goal is to stay strong, live longer, and feel better each day, you're in the right place. If this sounds familiar, comment below with your story. And if you want more honest, practical health advice, don't forget to like and subscribe. Number 1. The myth of red wine for heart health. For years, you may have heard the same comforting idea over and over again. A glass of red wine each night is good for the heart. Maybe it came from a doctor years ago. Maybe it was a headline, a friend, or just something you picked up along the way. It sounded simple, elegant, even smart. And it's easy to believe. After all, red wine looks nothing like hard liquor. It feels softer, cleaner. People talk about antioxidants, resveratrol, and heart health as if it's medicine in a glass. So it became a habit, a small one, a relaxing end to the day. But here's the hard truth. After age 60, your body doesn't handle alcohol the way it used to. That nightly glass might no longer protect your heart. In fact, it may be quietly harming it. As we get older, the liver slows down, the heart becomes more sensitive, blood pressure responds more sharply to triggers, and alcohol, even in small amounts, becomes one of those triggers. What felt harmless at 45 can be risky at 65. Red wine still contains alcohol. And alcohol, no matter how it's wrapped in health claims, puts strain on the cardiovascular system. It can gradually raise your blood pressure, weaken your heart muscle, and increase the risk of irregular rhythms like atrial fibrillation. That condition alone triples the risk of stroke. I've sat across from patients who were shocked by what they learned, people who thought they were doing everything right, eating well, staying active, never overdoing it. But their heartbeat was unsteady. Their blood pressure was creeping up. The problem, that one glass of wine every night they believed was helping. There's another side most people don't talk about. Alcohol, even in small doses, disrupts your sleep. It may help you fall asleep faster, but the quality of that sleep suffers. You miss the deep, healing rest your body needs to repair over time. Shallow sleep raises your stress hormone, cortisol, which adds more pressure to your heart. If you take medication for blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes, the risk grows even more. Alcohol can interfere with how your medicine works. In some cases, it cancels out the benefit altogether. So while you think you're supporting your health, you're unknowingly pushing your heart further into stress. I want to be clear. This isn't about blaming or scolding. It's about bringing light to something no one warned you about. You followed what you thought was healthy advice, and now you deserve better information. Your heart has carried you through decades, through work, family, loss, love, and everything in between. It deserves more than outdated advice and a health myth that refuses to die. That nightly glass may feel like a small pleasure, but what it takes away in the long run is far greater than what it gives in the moment. Imagine instead what your heart might feel like after a week of proper rest. Clearer mornings, steadier energy, fewer spikes in blood pressure, all starting with the simple decision to set the glass down and choose something that truly supports healing. It's not about giving things up forever. It's about listening to what your body is asking for now. At this stage in life, small choices carry big weight. Hydration, not ethanol, is what your heart craves most. So if red wine has been your nightly ritual, pause and ask yourself why. If the answer is habit or a belief that it's helping your heart, know this: you have other options, better options. In the next part of this video, we'll explore those. You don't have to lose joy to gain strength. You just have to make a shift, a small one, but one your heart will thank you for every single day. Number 2, the deceptive calm of beer. Beer has a way of blending into the background of daily life. It's not flashy like a cocktail or intense like hard liquor. It shows up quietly, tucked beside a meal, during a ball game, or at the end of a long day. For many older adults, it feels light, almost harmless, like a gentle companion, not a threat. But what if I told you that beer might be quietly doing more harm to your heart than you realize, not because of how it tastes or how it makes you feel in the moment, but because of what it does beneath the surface? Over time, as we age, our metabolism slows. Our organs don't process food or drink as efficiently. That cold beer, refreshing as it seems, carries sugars and starches that quickly convert to fat, and not just any fat. Visceral fat, the kind that settles deep around your organs and creates inflammation that your heart has to fight every day. This inflammation doesn't always feel like pain. It shows up as higher blood pressure, slower recovery, and a heavier feeling in the body. Many people don't realize it's there until something goes wrong. Belly fat, especially the kind tied to daily beer drinking, isn't just cosmetic. It pumps out chemicals that make your blood vessels more narrow and rigid. That means your heart has to work harder to move blood through your body. That extra pressure wears it down. I've seen patients come in who were doing everything else right. They walked every morning. They took their medications. They ate vegetables. But they had a beer or two every evening, thinking it was no big deal. Then came the surprise diagnosis: elevated blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or the first signs of heart failure. They never connected the dots. To them, beer was the safe choice, the easy one. It didn't feel like alcohol in the way whiskey did. It didn't carry the weight of red wine's myths. It just felt normal. But beer builds up in ways we don't expect, not just in fat, but in habit. A beer with dinner, another during the news. Before you know it, your daily hydration comes more from alcohol than water. And that matters. Dehydration hits harder as you age. Your body already struggles to hold on to fluids. Beer adds alcohol to that equation, which pushes more water out of your system. The result is thicker blood that's harder to pump and more likely to form dangerous clots. That's why it's not just about what beer brings. It's about what it takes away. It replaces the water your heart and brain so badly need. It steals the balance your body works hard to protect, and still, I understand the emotional weight behind it. For many, that beer isn't just a drink. It's a moment of calm, a small ritual that signals the day is done, the world quiets down. You earned it. So this isn't about guilt. It's about giving your heart a better way to rest, a better ritual. Imagine ending your day with a tall glass of cool water, maybe infused with lemon or mint, or a warm herbal tea that supports sleep instead of disturbing it. You're not losing joy. You're shifting toward strength, toward clarity, toward a kind of calm that doesn't cost you your heart's health in the process. If you've been holding on to the idea that beer is light and easy, I invite you to take a second look. You deserve to feel good, not just for a moment, but for years to come. In the next section, and we'll talk about a drink that wears a sweet smile but carries a deeper risk. One that many seniors enjoy thinking it's fun and festive, but could be quietly stirring up more than just sugar in your bloodstream. Keep watching, because the next drink might be more common than you think. Number 3, the cocktail trap. Cocktails often arrive with a smile. They're colorful, sweet, and dressed in tiny umbrellas or garnishes that make them feel festive, even harmless. For many seniors, a cocktail is not just a drink. It's a symbol of celebration, a way to relax, or a gentle reminder of a time in life when things felt lighter. But here's the concern. Beneath the sugar, the flavors, and the carefully stirred presentation, cocktails carry one of the most dangerous combinations for your heart. It's not just the alcohol. It's what the alcohol is mixed with. Most cocktails are loaded with sweet syrups, juices, creams, and artificial flavors. That sweetness might be comforting, but for your heart, it's a silent warning. Especially after 60, your body reacts differently to sugar and alcohol together. As we age, our metabolism becomes slower. The pancreas doesn't regulate blood sugar as efficiently. The arteries become stiffer. The heart becomes more vulnerable to inflammation and irregular rhythms. That cocktail, with its hidden sugar, hits your system faster and harder than you might expect. It's easy to underestimate the amount of alcohol in a cocktail. The taste of the alcohol is often masked, which makes it easier to drink more than you intended. For some, a cocktail that tastes like fruit juice ends up delivering the punch of 2 or 3 drinks. And that's where the quiet danger begins. Sugary cocktails contribute to spikes in blood sugar, increased triglycerides, and a rise in insulin resistance. These aren't just numbers on a lab test. These are the very forces that weaken your heart muscle, clog your arteries, and make your heartbeat more irregular over time. What makes this even more concerning is how these drinks blend into social settings: a birthday, a holiday, an evening with friends. It doesn't feel like you're overdoing it. But even just a few cocktails a week can be enough to trigger arrhythmias, especially atrial fibrillation, a condition that significantly raises stroke risk. And it's not just about the heart. These drinks can also affect your brain. They interfere with quality sleep, cloud your memory, and leave you feeling anxious or fatigued the next day. You may not link those restless nights or groggy mornings to the sweet drink you had the night before, but the connection is real. I've met seniors who never drank whiskey or vodka straight, but over time, They became regular cocktail drinkers without realizing the toll it was taking. It started as a treat, something light, but it slowly became a pattern, one that added strain to the very systems their bodies needed to protect most. None of this means you have to say goodbye to joy. You're not giving up pleasure, you're choosing peace. There are ways to celebrate that don't cost your heart its rhythm or your body its energy. Sparkling water with a splash of fresh citrus, herbal mocktails with mint and ginger, drinks that honor your taste without draining your health. What matters most is your awareness, your ability to pause and ask if the habit is still serving you, or if it's time for a kinder choice. A choice that lets your heart beat freely and lets you wake up feeling truly rested, clear, and strong. If cocktails have been a part of your life for years, that's okay. The past doesn't define your future. You can begin again today, and your heart, more than anything, I will thank you for it. Up next, we'll look at a drink that doesn't come with sugar or sweetness. It's sharp, direct, and often used to cope with stress. For many older adults, it's a key evening ritual, but it may also be doing the most harm of all. Keep watching to learn why even one small pour of hard liquor could be the most dangerous drink of all. Number Kate, hard liquor's silent attack. There's something quiet and steady about a glass of hard liquor. No bubbles, no sugar, no fanfare. Just a simple pour of whiskey, vodka, or brandy. At the end of the day, for many older adults, it's more than a drink. It's a ritual, a way to unwind, a moment of stillness in an otherwise noisy world. But what feels like calm on the outside may be causing chaos inside your body, especially your heart. As we grow older, our systems become more sensitive. What once felt manageable in our 40s or 50s now creates a heavier burden, and hard liquor, in particular, hits faster and deeper than most people realize. The alcohol concentration is higher. That means it reaches your bloodstream more quickly. Within minutes, your blood vessels begin to constrict, your blood pressure can spike, your heart has to work harder just to keep pace. That effort might be invisible at first, but over time, the wear and tear becomes impossible to ignore. I've seen it happen quietly. A glass to relax becomes two. What started as a comfort begins to replace healthier habits. A long walk becomes a short one. Sleep becomes shallow. The morning feels heavier. And eventually, the body begins to show signs of strain. Hard liquor doesn't just raise blood pressure. It also disrupts the rhythm of your heartbeat. For someone over 60, that's a serious risk. Irregular rhythms can trigger dizziness, fatigue, even mini strokes. The scary part is that many people don't feel anything until it's too late. This is especially dangerous for anyone taking medications, blood pressure pills, diabetes meds, cholesterol drugs. Hard liquor interacts with these in ways that aren't always predictable. It can make your medication less effective, or too effective. Either way, your heart ends up paying the price. What makes this harder is that many people drink hard liquor alone, not in celebration, but in silence, a key drink before bed, a way to soften loneliness or help the mind shut off. That emotional connection is real, and it deserves compassion, not shame. But there's a better way to care for yourself in those moments, a better way to respond to stress, tiredness, or the need to relax. One that doesn't ask your heart to carry more than it should. A warm herbal tea. gentle breathing exercises, soft music, even just turning off the news and letting yourself sit in quiet without a glass in your hand. Your heart doesn't need alcohol to feel peace. It needs balance. It needs rest. And more than anything, it needs your care. One night of skipping that drink might not seem like much, but over time, those small choices add up to stronger days, deeper sleep, and fewer emergency visits. It's not about never drinking again. It's about knowing when the drink is serving you, and when it's just a habit, when it's actually comforting you, and when it's quietly wearing you down. You've lived too long and too well to let a small glass decide the future of your health. You still have time to choose differently, to create new routines, to give your heart the steady, stable support it's been asking for. If hard liquor has become part of your evening ritual, take a step back and ask yourself what you truly need. Is it relaxation? Is it connection? Is it rest? Whatever it is, there are ways to meet those needs that don't come at the cost of your heart's health. The next section will look at one of the most misunderstood habits of all. Many people use alcohol not just for celebration or stress relief, but to fall asleep, and while it may help you drift off, it can silently steal the rest your heart needs most. Keep watching, because this next habit might be the one your heart wants you to reconsider the most. Number 5, alcohol as a sleep aid. False comfort. For many people over 60, sleep becomes more difficult. The nights grow longer. The house grows quieter. And the mind doesn't always want to settle. In those still hours, it can feel natural to reach for a drink. A small glass of wine. A bit of whiskey. Maybe even a cocktail. Something to take the edge off and help you drift into rest. It feels gentle, familiar, and for a moment, it works. The drink creates a warm calm that seems to ease the way into sleep. But that comfort is short-lived. What most people don't realize is that alcohol doesn't help you sleep. It only sedates the brain. That's not the same thing as real, restorative rest. True rest comes from deep, uninterrupted sleep. It's during this time that your heart slows, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your body repairs itself. Alcohol blocks that process. It disrupts your sleep cycles, especially REM sleep, which is the most healing part of the night. You may fall asleep faster, but your rest is lighter and more fragmented. You wake up, not refreshed, but groggy. Maybe your heart feels like it's racing, or you notice more anxiety during the day. These symptoms often go unnoticed or get blamed on stress, age, or just a bad night. But the drink from the night before might be the real reason. This cycle is especially dangerous for the heart when you don't sleep deeply. Your stress hormone is stay elevated. Cortisol, your body's main stress signal, remains high. And when cortisol is high, your blood pressure rises. Your heart works harder even while you sleep. I've had patients come in complaining of fatigue, brain fog, or even shortness of breath. Many had no idea that their evening drink, the one they thought was helping, was quietly stressing their heart every single night. Even more concerning is how easy it is to become dependent on this routine. At first, it's just occasional. Then it becomes nightly. Your body adjusts. Soon, the same drink doesn't work as well. So you pour a little more DH, but your heart, your brain, and your liver don't adjust, they wear down instead. This doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means your body is changing, and it's asking you to notice, to listen, and to care for it in a new way. There are better tools for sleep, natural, heart-friendly options that actually support your body's need for rest, a warm herbal tea, a consistent bedtime routine, turning off screens an hour before bed, gentle breathing or calming music. These don't offer the same instant sedation, but they support your body rather than working against it. And perhaps most importantly, they allow your heart to relax in the way it's supposed to, not jolted by alcohol, not deprived of oxygen or disrupted rhythms, just calm, steady, safe. If you've used alcohol to sleep, you're not alone. It's one of the most common habits I see in older adults, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. And once you understand what's really happening, you have the power to change it. You can reclaim your nights. You can give your heart the space it needs to recover. And in doing that, you also give yourself more energy during the day, more clarity, and a better chance at long-term health. The truth is, sleep isn't a luxury at your age. It's a necessity. And the quality of that sleep directly affects how well your heart functions. So what feels like a small decision each night adds up in powerful ways. As we move forward, we'll take a closer look at the bigger picture, not just the drinks themselves, but the overall impact they've had on people just like you. What I've seen in my clinic, the stories that repeat, the quiet signs that most people miss, because when it comes to heart health, after 60, the most dangerous symptoms are often the ones that whisper, not the ones that shout. Keep watching, and let's explore what your heart has been trying to tell you all along. We often think of change as loss. Letting go of a daily drink can feel like giving up a part of ourselves, a ritual, a comfort, a reminder of youth or tradition. But what if we saw it differently? What if stepping away from alcohol after 60 isn't about restriction, but about permission? Permission to feel clearer, to sleep better, to wake up with more energy, not because you gave something up, but because you made room for something better. Your body is not working against you. It's speaking to you. The fatigue, the restless nights, the sudden spikes in blood pressure, these aren't failures. They're signs, gentle warnings, asking you to pay attention and choose something new. Imagine shifting the frame from loss to leadership, from managing symptoms to protecting the life you've built. You've already survived the hard parts. Now it's time to live the strong parts, with more presence, more breath, more life. This isn't about alcohol. It's about you, your values, your strength, your ability to listen inward and respond with care. That is what real health looks like. That is what real freedom feels like. And it starts now. Your heart has carried you through a lifetime of moments, both joyful and difficult. It deserves more than habits that no longer serve you. Today, you've taken a powerful step simply by learning and becoming more aware. If there's one thing to take with you, let it be this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present and willing to make one small change that could make a big difference in how you feel and how long you thrive. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever relied on alcohol to relax or sleep? Share your experience in the comments so we can learn from each other. If this video spoke to something inside you, please like and subscribe for more heart-centered insights. And share this with someone you care about. Your story might be exactly what they need to hear.